Now, shall we see what we have to look forward to in following Jesus? A little bit more uplifting of a message. Sure, we can do that. But only after a bit more bummer message. We're still in Matthew chapter 10. We'll start again at verse 32 and then read through to verse 39. Therefore, whoever confesses me before men, him I will also confess before my Father who is in heaven. But whoever denies me before men, him I will also deny before my Father who is in heaven. Do not think that I come to bring peace on earth. I did not come to bring peace, but a sword. For I have come to set man against his father, a daughter against her mother, and a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's enemies will be those of his own household. He who loves his father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he who loves his son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he who does not take his cross and follow after me is not worthy of me. He who finds his life will lose it, and he who loses his life for my sake will find it. I think I kind of saved the best verses for last. And those are the best because those are the hardest. Let's read them again. Verse 37. He who loves his father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he who loves his son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. Are you prepared to love God more than your children? Are you prepared to love God more than your boyfriend, your husband, your wife, your mom, your dad, your best friend? Or are you going to give them preference over the one who created you? Are you going to stick with the same things in your life that you've always held to? It's hard to think about that. Jesus wants to be number one. And he's not saying, I want to be on par with the love you have for your daughter. He's not saying, hey, I know how much you love your husband. Love him a little bit more than me. As long as I'm right here pretty close, I don't have to be more. No. You don't get to love anybody more than God. But really, why would you? We're made in God's image. That doesn't mean God has got a big old beard, and I have a beard because God has a beard. We're made in His image in that we have emotions, and we think. And love is an emotion, and we're social people. We enjoy attention. It's good to have company with other people. It's natural for us to want to love other people. But we were made to love other people. We're made to have fellowship and communion with God. And that's what He wants. And He wants us to be able to forsake everything we have in our life for His sake. Verse 38. And he who does not take his cross and follow after me, is not worthy of me. He who finds his life will lose it, and he who loses his life for my sake will find it. God is just asking you to look at things in the eternal perspective. Hey, your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your children, they're going to grow up and they're going to make the same decision you're going to make to follow me or not. And I just want you to consider whether you're going to follow me or not. Whatever they do, they'll do. He's trying to get on a personal level. Hey, you and me, do you want that? Is that something that interests you? Are you going to love me with everything? Because you can't if you're loving anything more than him. Now, what I'm not doing is saying, hate your kids. Stop loving your kids. What those verses are not saying is, hey, your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, hate them. Because we already covered the second greatest commandment, to love your neighbor as yourself. You're to love all people, but you're not to have anything above God. You're to love God with all your heart, all your mind, all your spirit. And in loving God and glorifying him with your love, you'll be loving other people as well. But you don't get to have anybody above him. So, what have we gone through tonight? Firstly, love God with everything you have. Secondly, not even in heaven are you going to have, or in heaven you're not even going to have a husband or wife. So that also points to think on an eternal from an eternal perspective. Confessing Christ before men. It's not just lip service. It's not just, yeah, I believe in Jesus. You could ask a lot of people in this country if they believe in Jesus, and I can think of 3 different religions that have 3 different Jesuses than the Bible. And if you're just asking, do you believe in Jesus? They'll say, yeah, but it's not what the Bible says at all. But he's not just saying, hey, say my name, put a Jesus fish sticker on your car. He's asking you to have a life committed to him. And there are going to be people that, said, Lord, Lord, I did things for you. I did things in your name. Well, I never knew you. Depart from me. So you need to make sure you're following the right Christ. Straight is the gate and narrow is the path. What's so tough about it? False prophets. Persecutions. Things are going to be hard. Things are hard. I was a little bit shocked. Someone in my life, very close to me, I was talking to them the other day, and they told me I can't be preachy. They told me I can't judge people, and what I should be doing is, it's good to invite people to church, and if they don't go, just pray for them, but leave them be. Don't be preachy. No one likes to get preached at, is basically what I got. And it surprised me to hear that from them. Let me show you a little bit more. We've seen some of the difficulties that we're going to face as Christians. Let's look now at some of the things that we're supposed to do, things that should be in our life as a result of a belief in Christ. Things that we're told we're supposed to do, and we'll conclude with the verses that speak to me, my verses that I read one time and said, bam, yeah, kind of like God wrote them, and they were for me. So